if I had to start over to make my first 1,000 euros in AI, I would definitely not build an app, and I would definitely not create an AI agency. You see, at the beginning, it's very easy to get distracted and to follow all these guides, make 100K a year with AI, build this, do that. But at the beginning, actually, it's very important to focus on something specific and solve a problem for someone who actually will pay for it and has a need that something gets better. So I started with AI at the beginning of the year, before I did websites and automations for different businesses. And at the beginning I got myself deeply involved in different tools, what AI to use, what model, what systems, and so on. But I realized quickly that it's way more important to talk to people and see if there is any fit or any need that they can implement AI, and that you are the architect and build systems for them which you can confidently build, and they actually get a need, or they actually get a huge benefit out of that system. And that can look the following way. I would start with go through your network, ask people in your inner circle, in your family, or people you know from your phone list, which are running a business, having a website, having certain systems which they use, and talk to them and ask them at the beginning, or tell them at the beginning, that you are actually building AI systems and you're getting yourself involved in building systems for other people. Yeah, talk to them. What are their pain points? What is something that they really need to do manually several times a week, and if there is something you can actually automate. And I would start with some very simple tasks, and then if you solve them, you will get, first of all, you will make yourself more familiar with building such systems, and those proofs and that those systems can actually be something you can show your next potential client. And I would even do it free at the beginning, so you get easier to people and let them, so they will take your offer easier because they don't have to charge something up front. And I remember my first client, for example, I built a website for them, my first AI client, and I called them a year later or so and told him, hey, I'm actually now building AI systems now, and I think there's a huge opportunity in your business to automate things and to let AI and specifically agents help you and support you in your business. So we sat down and we brainstormed, and then I said, hey, you know what, I will implement the first agent, the first system, and you will use it for a week completely free. It works on my computer, it uses my AI token, and yeah, we worked on it, and he was really happy that that part actually got automated. We talked more and more, and then after a while I completely built his whole online system, which contains of analyzing data and basically on those insights creating campaigns, or give him guidance on what actually is important with his online business, or what is not really important and is only noise. Let me give you another example for a concrete business which actually I run by myself. So I rent out cars, and there are different platforms. For example, you can use GoMore, you can use Turo in the United States, I think, and there is Getaround, different platforms where you can actually use, or where you can take your car, put it on the platform, and other people are able to rent your car. I live in Vienna and I don't really need my car very often, so I was looking for some platform to reduce the costs or even make me some money. And after a while I realized, okay, that's actually a good business case, and I scaled it up to 5 cars. And then at the beginning of the year I played around with AI, and I asked myself, okay, what could be actually a good use case for myself? That can also be a business for someone else. But I often went into my app on the phone and checked different things, and the app is very basic, so it's not really made for someone who has a small or bigger fleet. So I created something myself locally on my machine, and it gives me an overview about actually what is going on with the cars. So as you can see here, I have on the side, I have different sections, and right away I get an overview what's actually important and what not. And something like this, it shows me right away which cars are on the road and which cars are not booked right away. So that was something super important to me, because I needed to see right away which car is actually booked or not, and I didn't have to go into every car, into every calendar in the app to see what it was actually going on. So that was something that really helped me, and could also be something really valuable for a business, because with one click I can see right away what I want to see, and in the app that took me, I don't know, 20 clicks or so. And then I have different parts in that app where I can see some other stuff, how often the cars are booked and stuff like that. I can see what are the miles, how often do I need to change the oil and stuff like that. But that is just an example of a business where you can help them and improve their way of operating, make it more easy for them. So I would recommend not thinking about building a crazy app at the beginning and trying to promote it on social media, or even try to go viral if you have no experience in social media, or building an AI agency and promising different cases for or scenarios for businesses where you actually have no experience in. I would start small. I would find businesses or people related, which are running businesses, and then figure out small use cases where you actually can create something valuable for them and help them. As I said, there can be an online shop where you pull data together, for example, and get knowledge out of that data and give that founder, as I'm doing it, as I did it for my first AI job, give them insights where to focus on in the business. Is Google ads more important? Is organic reach more important? Or are the newsletter the driving force of the revenue? That's something what you can really easily do with AI, and it will be very valuable for certain people. Another example, as I showed you, the car fleet. If someone has repetitive tasks to do, which are boring and it takes a lot of manual effort, that's often something you can easily automate with AI. So I recommend sit down, do some brainstorming, think about people you know or someone in your network who actually is working on tasks, someone who could have, someone who could benefit from using AI, and then give him a call, write him a message, and ask them if they would be open for exploring some automations with you, since you are working in AI and wanna help them. And at the beginning, I would highly recommend to do it free to get a foot into the door and have fun by doing it.